Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 16th of April episode of the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream, where we got bevies, we got blades, and we do tend on several occasions per year to talk about bushcraft. If you are listening to us and watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next year or all that good stuff, I am so happy that you're with us. I do love knowing that you're watching us after the fact, even though you cannot participate in the side chat. If at any point tonight, those of you who are here are absolutely loving what's happening, then I invite you to hit that thumbs up. If at any point tonight you guys kind of hate what's going on, that's all right. The frowny thumb works just as well. And if you'd like to take a more active role in supporting the channel and keeping the lights on, I was going to say eyes on, as so many in the side chat already have, then I invite you to check out the join button down below. There you will see the 2 tiers of membership, as well as what each tier gets you for your hard-earned cash. Now, I have no set in stone agenda for tonight. At least one person said that tonight we should do a part a part 2 of the needs versus wants episode from last week. I am open to that if you guys would like it. In fact, why don't we make a poll right off the hop? Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Should this be a part 2 to the needs versus wants episode? Question mark. Did I blow it with all the typos? Oh, yes, I did. Hold on one little second here, peoples. There we go. I will leave that open for the next 10 minutes as I go through the 10 minutes as I go through the side chat and see who's kicking back with us, and then we will see what we go forward with. Right up there at 8:04 p.m., we had Country Boy, Trapped in the City. Hi, everybody. Said in the voice of Dr. Nick from The Simpsons. I have no idea who Dr. Nick is. I've only ever seen one episode of The Simpsons. Country Boy, I would like to point out, is not only a channel hero, but also a channel mod. So I invite you to be respectful so that he does not have to drop the hammer on you. Popping in right after him at 8:15 is Al, Man on the Street. It has been said that I don't attend this particular live stream for possible nefarious reasons or taco. So here I am. I would take a taco over a live stream any day of the week, and twice on Sundays. I love me some tacos. I do prefer the soft shell tacos, but if you're a hard shell taco type of guy, that's okay. We can still get along. Is that like a fish taco, a shrimp taco, or the regular old ground beef taco? Dang, now I'm getting hungry. Off-grid Recon in the house saying hi. Canadian in the house kicking back with some sparkly sunnies. Okay, people saying hi. There's Christy, who is a channel hero, as you can tell by that lovely little icon next to her name. Sometimes I wonder if I should redesign those icons, but I'm like, maybe they're not clear enough what they are. That's not keeping me up nights or anything, but it is something that I sort of, every now and again, I look at the icons and think, should I? But that's neither here nor there. But Christy does wish a happy Tuesday to me, and I pass that on to all of y'all. Happy Tuesday, everyone. There's Mark Davidson. How's it going, Mark Davidson? Excuse me, as a channel hero. I don't know what's going on. I was fine until like 6 minutes ago. Just popping down, doing okay. So Steve's getting a check from his surgery on Friday. I hope that the news is fabulous. Was that a Manhattan? I saw it. I should have made a Manhattan, but I was really running out of time. And again, I didn't have time to go get beer, so I just made an old-fashioned. This is an old-fashioned made with rye. This is the Basil Hayden's dark rye. Killed the bottle. This is down to my last 2 ounces. So I just made an old fashioned. But yeah, maybe I got to do a Manhattan soon. In fact, I'm going to be doing a Manhattan with a buddy of mine fairly soon because we do like a FaceTime every now and again, and I show him how to make some cocktails. And Manhattan is simple and yet so delicious. Come on, sinuses. Grace Martin in the house. Nice to see you, Grace. As I always say, it's always nice to see Grace Martin in the side chat. You had tostadas tonight. Nice. I like it. Serge is in. He only missed a couple of minutes. That's okay, Serge. One day I would love to go and see Serge at his place. Camp out in his back 40. Country boy just made fish tacos on Sunday. I could live on those and beer, nothing else required. We do on occasion make fish tacos. We haven't made them in a while. We've made shrimp tacos several times recently, but I don't know why we're not making fish tacos anymore. I mean, we're not making them anymore. It's just I don't know why we haven't done it in a while. I got to take these off. I can see the screen better without them on. And these are supposed to be like down below through the screen, up above, out and away. But I don't know. Just more comfortable looking at the screen without them on. Jess is allergic to Tuesdays. Yeah, there's something in this basement that like, boom, this goes crazy. And sometimes I get really sort of cough and hacky. Christy approves of my old fashioned. And I approve of Christy's approval. Homie in the house. How's it going? Well, I see Homie popping in. Reminds me that I have successfully not bought a knife in months. I'm kind of running out of knives that I want that are within the realm of possibility. You know, I still really want a Nesmik. I was going to say a nice Nesmik, but too nice, and it's kind of not what the point of the Nesmik is. But part of me thinks that instead of getting a Nesmik, I should just buckle under and get the Groman number 4 flat ground, because that would be either a nice Nesmik, like a full size one. I have a mini Nesmik, but a full size Nesmik, or the flat ground number 4. That would be my camp kitchen knife, my bushcraft cooking knife. That's what I would use for the food prep. Because right now I use my mini Nesmik for food prep, and I find it's a little small for food prep, but it's ideal for like cutting steak or whatever and eating it. Was that like a weird collection of hand movements there? I talk way too much with my hands, and I try not to do it while I'm online with you people, but every now and again I kind of, I think it's a French Canadian thing. Very expressive hands. Marcus in the house. How's it going, Marcus? I do love the dog in your avatar. Grace had barbecue ribs. Okay, so I was planning to make lasagna. I didn't make the lasagna. It's like a lasagna from a small local place, because I do like to cook, but I do not have time to make a lasagna. So I thought it, and then on the walk home from picking up the Squeak from her elementary school, we were passing a large local intersection. I think I just hold on. This is all like, this doesn't feel right. There we go. Okay, that's better. And like this waft of pizza came down the street from the local pizzeria. And so she's like, I want pizza. I said, well, maybe we'll have pizza Friday because we have lasagna. I want pizza. I'm like, we're not having pizza. Pizza? Yeah. I'll have the following. So we had pizza for supper tonight. Tuesdays, I don't have time to cook something. I can cook something 3 nights a week because I work from home. But kind of 2 nights a week, because Tuesdays are really rush for me. And especially because tonight there was a parent-teacher meeting thing. So good. So good. Mark David, question for best fish for tacos. Well, for me, it's anything that's a white fish because the non-white fish will kill me. So something with a certain amount of weight to it, like tilapia is really boring. Did I just peek again? Sorry. Tilapia is a really boring fish. You know, it's innocuous, but it needs curry and stuff to make it interesting. So I don't know, maybe cod, maybe pollock. I don't know. But like, I can't do like a trout or a salmon or something like that. Maybe a pike. I don't know. Country Boy says, my buddy had a freezer full of halibut he gave me last year, so I have a load of awesome fish to make tacos with. I can't believe someone doesn't like halibut. Not complaining though. Fair enough. Homie says, yeah, I gotta have a good camp kitchen knife. I completely agree. And it's funny because I on the tickage of talks, I keep seeing these guys. They also do YouTube shorts now called Men with the Pot, and they have like their own branded knife. And part of me really likes it, and part of me really doesn't. And I went to the website because I was like, it would be a really nice outdoor cooking cleaver kind of thing. But it's one of those websites that is clearly like a co-branding thing, right? Like nothing on it really shouts high quality knife. Like not bottom end, but way too expensive for what you're getting kind of thing. Punched out of machines, it feels like. So I didn't buy it. But it's got a cool shape, but like the Nesmic touches that same shape in a big way. The the Grumman number 4 also really kind of does. The Grumman number 4 is not really meant as a camp cleaver, but that blade shape will do the Nesmic thing well enough for me. Hi Beto, how's it going? How's the weather where you are tonight? I saw this thing written somewhere that Canadians talk about the weather all the time because we have some, and we've definitely had some weather lately. Let me tell you. David Evans is apparently home in the Great White North. It's not that white around here right now. I would like to point out that David is not only a channel hero, but he's also a channel mod. So as I said earlier tonight, do yourself a favor, be polite, don't start a fight, and you will not get hammered by the mods. I don't even have to say that though. You guys are so much less rowdy than some of the live streams I've been to in the past where people are just being stupid. I've had some live streams in the past where I've had to just ban people. I'm just seeing if I've caught up, and I've said hi to everyone who's hanging with us here. Oh. Homie me likes the Benchmade station knife. He says it's thin. I don't know it. I gotta really brush up on my Benchmade. Like, there's only a couple of Benchmade models that I even know. There's Russell. Can anyone look up the Benchmade station knife and post it in the side chat so that we can take a look at it? Hi, Russell. We all love you too. Oh, shite. Country Boy still waiting on a sheath suggestion. Sorry, dude. Oh, God, this life. You know what? I have a little notebook, and if I don't write it down, it's like I recently remembered that I was supposed to also research and come back to you guys with an ideal 72 hour survival kit pack thing, and I forgot that too. I'm just making note of both of those. It's horrifying to me how my brain never came back after my first bout with COVID. Like, I cannot live without just writing everything down. Like, I have to write everything down. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to get all mopey and grumpy about it. But yeah, I will get back to you. It's going to take me some time, though, because, like, if you're going to make a sheath, you want it to be for a knife that'll really showcase the sheath, you know? Like, you're not going to make it for, like, a Mora companion. Well, actually, I've seen some pretty nice Mora companion sheaths. But you know what I'm saying? I once saw, who was it? Someone I know on YouTube across the pond made a sheath for a silky saw. That was really nice. The sheath that the silky saw comes with is this plastic thing that clicks closed, and it goes click clack when you walk, and it sounds horrible. On episode number 2 of my channel, I'm carrying one of those around. And should I try and find episode 2 of my channel? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me just see. I mean, I shouldn't be doing this. I should just... No, because it's going to take me too long to find it because I have to scroll back, you know. I mean, I've been doing this channel for over 10 years, right? I started in 2013. So there's a lot of scrolling. But actually, I can just go to the first page, right? Tell you what, I'm going to take a look for it. And if one of my mods posts it before I get to it, then they win. Then they win the race. They don't win any prizes or anything because I ain't got nothing to give, but they win my respect. Do 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 do. Ba-doom doom. How come? Wow, I have like 341-ish videos out. I'm gonna be scrolling it for the whole damn night. Somebody call me on my phone and tell me if one of my mods has already posted the video. But it's really irritating, like the clicking and clacking. My splash screens were a much bigger production back then. Let's turn this to 50 per page instead of 30. See if that'll help. They weren't really that big a production, but I had music, like opening songs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one. Episode 2, thoughts about this channel and making an upside down fire. I would love to do another episode about making an upside down fire. Like, I'd love to revisit. Hold on. David Evans is calling me. Hello? Okay. All right. Perfect. Thanks. Bye. Yeah, there's nobody's posted it yet in the side chat, so there it is. Right click and watch it later. That was David. Nobody's posted it. I'm like, okay, I found it. I rolled back too far here. I love it. Homie says, I was feeling a little rowdy, but I'll chill if David's here. Country Boy says, no pressure. I just like making stuff. Yeah, let's find a nice knife, or maybe I should buy that. Build it yourself Nesmic. Send that to you. What whiskey tonight at 10? I have a few options here. I have, of course, the King George for if Al is around, or I've got a blue over there for if Al's around. If he's not by that point, I might drink this one again just because it's sitting on my desk and because I love it so much. In fact, I saw that I'm starting to down this a little faster, so I bought another bottle just in case. I also have this Craigellachie. It's Craigellachie that I bought and recently shot a review of. You know, it's funny because I was going to do a members only video of editing this, and I just couldn't do it. I just, you know, I worked hard to fix up the sound and stuff. And I dropped all the footage in. And I was just like, I couldn't handle the idea of all the text I put on screen in those videos. I just immediate burnout, immediate. So I played video games instead, and then fell asleep at my desk twice this weekend. I was like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the next day, I sat down to do it, and I was just like, nope. So I just got up and went to bed. Which tells me I've got to rethink the way I'm doing those videos. Streamline it somehow. I deeply wish I could afford to hire someone to do half of my editing. Not all of it, but like even just do the rough edit so I can just come in and do the fine edit at the end. Something like that. You know? I tore a nail. Shite. Yeah, so everyone's saying hi. So let me just check the thing, the poll. Okay, 82% of you would like to do a part 2 of the needs versus wants. So I guess we'll do a little bit of we'll talk about that a little bit. Because I feel that we kind of got stuck on certain elements of the question. You know what? As soon as I said needs versus wants, a song popped in my head. Do any of you know who Valdi is? And I'm so thrilled that I can still say is rather than was. Do any of you know who Valdi is? I'm not exclusively asking Canadians, but they do tend to know him more than Americans do, but not completely. I love it. Christy's like, teach your daughter how to edit. And David was like, hey, that was my suggestion. Yeah, I know. No, not Vivaldi, Mark. Valdi. I'm guessing nobody does. It makes me sad. Okay, so Valdi is Valdi's a Canadian folk singer. His first album came out in 1972, which is funny because I also came out in 1972. And he was a big influence on my life growing up, musically speaking. Just check my Discord. Damn it, guys! I'm trying to tell a story here. You guys are Discording me. Oh, man, my eyes are not what they used to be. Can I show this, Al? Of course I can show this. Oh, it doesn't have your real name, so we're good. Al's favorite bushcraft knife. Look at that. Oh, shiz. It's got his name on it. Actually, you guys all know his name, don't you? Very nice knife. Is that a buck? Is that a... It's got to be a buck. Like, it looks like a real buck. It is a buck, right? I see something on the sheath. Yeah, nice. When did you get that? How long have you had that knife? It's in such good condition. This is the kind of knife you'd see like on an old time hunt camp, you know, back when hunting apparel was like a plaid lumberjack jacket and jeans rather than the the weird sort of herbaceous camo that hunting gear is now. Buck 119. Yeah, that's cool. That's a nice sort of old time knife. I like the old time designs. I really do. Like, I'm not into the tracker, that sort of really newfangled. Oh, they just re-released the 119? Okay. I've never had like an actual buck. I've had all kinds of things, but never had an actual buck. And I recently thought about, I used to have a small Swiss Army knife, and I wish I still had it, because I had it like as a kid. Makes me think that maybe I should get another little Swiss Army knife, a super simple. Where was I? Okay, so yeah, Valdi was an old school folky. Played his acoustic guitar through the 70s. Also, well, I mean, he had his hometown band and everything, of course. Hey, but one of his songs is about sort of getting back to the land, moving out to the country, and one of the lyrics, like when you move back to the simple life. In fact, I think Simple Life is the song in which he's talking about this. He says your needs get to be wants. And and that line has always stuck with me, because I'm very urban in that a lot of my wants, a lot of my needs, if I look at them close enough, are just wants, you know? A lot of the stuff that I sort of like, "Oh, yeah, I gotta get that." It's like, "No, I don't. I want to get that." And living it, maybe I'm idealizing the country life, but it seems that that's more of an urban thing. Because I know a couple of guys. I know one guy who's a tree farmer. That guy is very connected with the difference between needs and wants. In fact, he's almost an ascetic, you know. Um, there's some funny stuff happening in the side chat there. Anyway, so I think about that lyric a lot. Looking around at this house full of stuff that owns me, and just wishing I could build a log cabin out in the woods, make a fire, watch the embers burn down with an old fashioned in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying. I babble about this crap all the time to you guys. Russell, do you remember what? Because in the green room, in the 5 minutes I had between shutting down last week and sort of shutting down, you and David mentioned a few needs versus wants elements that we'd totally forgotten to go into, and I agreed, and I didn't write them down, so I've forgotten them. But it's funny because, like, I start these live streams with certain things in my head. Okay, we got to hit this, that, and the other, and then I just start babbling, and stuff just gets left on the cutting room floor. So I think I definitely want to do one of my panel discussions again about like off-grid living and stuff, if I can get a few people on. But I also want to explore hold on. Al says, "What I want, I don't need, and I don't care." Wow, Al is David's going to a wood stove store next week. Nice. You've narrowed it down? You know what you're getting, right? Have you changed your mind, or are you still solid on that? Because or at least if I remember correctly, you've got a specific model in mind, or you narrowed it down, or something. Not feeling very good about myself here. I forget everything. David says we talked about tents and shelters. Yeah, you're right. I'd sort of gone into how all you really need is a shelter. I watch these channels of like, this young Korean girl camping and that young Korean girl camping. I don't mean young like girl, but I mean this 20 something girl camping and stuff. Um, because they've always seemed to have this pristine, brand new gear that we never get here. And I watch these videos and I don't see a sponsored by on them anywhere. So where the hell are these people getting? Either they're just camping with brand new gear every episode, or they're taking spectacularly good care of their gear and cycling it. I mean, a few things show up every episode, like they've got a favorite coffee maker or something, but way too much gear, like too many high tech. Like, you drive into your campsite, your tent opens up, you know, through various steps and clips and blah blah blah, and you end up with this palatial tent, and then you click all these little tables and stools and stuff together and make like a little makeshift kitchen. Like, it's the kind of stuff that there's way too much pageantry in it for me. Like, I prefer roll up with a like a two-man tent or a hammock, build maybe put a fire pit together, or maybe just scrape away all the vegetation and build a fire. Like, I'm very, very basic in my tastes. I like to see as little of the accoutrement of civilization as possible when I'm out there. And like, these people are just rolling in with, you know, uh, like the soccer mom version of a campsite kind of deal. But I'm fascinated by all the stuff that exists, just all this gear that exists, and like a lot of this stuff doesn't exist over here. It's purely for sale out in Asia, or like if you can order it through specialist sites or whatever. But because as someone who was once a mountain biker, um, or and a hiker, like someone who hikes, someone who camps, someone who does bushcraft, these are all things where people have wants that disguise themselves as needs. Like, on mountain biking, weight weenies are trading all the little nuts and bolts of their bike out for titanium to save grams here and there, right? They're swapping out their crank for something, like something with a carbon fiber crankshaft or whatever. Uh, Definitely doing a lot of swapping out of handlebars and seat stems for carbon fiber or whatever. Big money just to reduce a few grams here and there. And in bushcraft, I don't need a $300 axe. I could pick out a $300 axe that if you were to give me, I could find one like that. But you don't need a $300 axe. I went into last time. Hey there, Cliff. How was Colin's live stream tonight? Oh, you've been rethinking. Okay, interesting. For size, for features, or just like, I don't know. What are you thinking of now? Your glamper is great, man. Your glamper is amazing. It's fabulous. You and Christy. Yeah, there's Christy. She loves her glamper. David Marks, depends on the bells and whistles. If I just want a straight burning wood stove, it's Vermont castings. Absolutely. Oh, if you want with a catalytic converter. Why was that so hard? Probably Regency. It feels to me that the catalytic converter, that the catalytic burning. Why am I suddenly so tired? Like, I was doing great, and then I just suddenly went. It's fine. It's great. We're great. Country Boy discorded me a picture of his buck knife as well. So let's take a look. It's the Battle of the buck knives. But this is a 119 too, isn't it? Ugh, piss on a biscuit. Will you please just work with me? Isn't that a 119 as well? Unless I have a totally wrong idea of what the 119 is. Nice. I wonder how many people here kicking back with us have a 119. Oh, Cliff says, no idea how his live is going. I'm not there on Tuesdays. And you know what? You said that to me before, and I went and forgot it because I'm so freaking respectful. I'll tell you what, guys. The number of things I'm being reminded that I've forgotten in this live stream is making me feel just a little bad about myself. Russell likes his glamping. So Regency or Napoleon, okay? Al says that I'm tired because Russell has that effect on people. Hey, Mal, how's it going? How's it going? But yeah, so like, I kind of feel that one thing that could easily become a need for me in the near future is like maybe a chainsaw, or at least maybe not in the near future, but when I'm doing more sort of woodsy stuff, maybe a chainsaw, because I realize that I'm getting too old for a lot of the stuff that I've sort of seen as a source of pride, like using a buck saw to get through to buck up wood. You know, the reason I'm this old and I do not have a chainsaw is because I've been like, I don't need that, mountain man. You know, the weight of the canoe that I will portage across, you know, around some rapids will have to be much lighter than it would have had to have been even 10 years ago. So, but are those really needs, or are they just wants disguised as needs? You know, I mean, we're not, like, is a need something that you absolutely require in order to survive? In which case, no, neither of those are needs. They're just things that I would need to enjoy my time in the outdoors. Or am I getting too granular? Right? Is it something that's cut and dry, or is it something that is so contextual? Like, I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about that. You know, I need a new backpack to go hiking, but you've got a backpack, yeah, but it weighs 20 pounds empty. But you don't have to go camping. What do you mean I don't have to go camping? That's how I calm the monsters in my head. You know, like, is it possible to define what a need is versus a want? In very simplistic terms, it is. You need a shelter to live in. You need food. You need warmth, right? You need food and water to live. Okay, so that's to exist. But are there needs that build on things that you feel the need to do in order to maintain a healthy headspace? You know, like, I don't need for all of my tools to be expensive, but I will use them more if they give me the fizz. You guys have heard me say this ad nauseum. I'm sorry, but it is something I keep going back to. Is that, like, I don't technically need an F1. I don't technically need. I put my axes away, but I don't technically need like a Grand Swiss Brooks. But because all you need is a cutting, and I don't want to get back into the tools too much like I did last week because I feel that we've really gone there. But what I want to know is what is the essence of need in this context, and does the context even count? Mal was on her phone in bed. That's all right. That is so fine. Oh, you got yeah, right. Chrissy's like, glad you got the chainsaw going. Yeah. Uh, I don't know what Russell's talking about, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Oh, I see. Weed hater jeans. Sorry for showing that on screen. This is a great comment. They might not know, but everyone needs to go camping. I absolutely believe that. I think that we tend to forget about what the benefits to our mind of camping can be. You know, I'm just checking something here. Okay. I've lost everything. But anyways, I am wondering what is happening with my stream here. Hold on. It's weird because like you guys are still talking to each other, but I currently show nobody watching. What are you sorry about? What you sorry about? What's going on there? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's like YouTube is saying like 0, but I see you guys talking. So, anyways, I'm not going to pay attention to it. Okay, but the nastiest weather in a shit spot, but in the end of the day, you're home warm and safe. You'll appreciate the experience, even if you never do it again. That's a good point. Yeah. David used to camp and canoe a lot before a family, but have no desire anymore. I'm desperate to get back into the woods, man. To get back on a lake, to breathe good air. That's the stuff that I need. I feel that a lot of the things I've identified as needs are actually just avatars for the fact that I need to be in the wilderness to calm the demons. Sorry, I just kicked something over. But also, like, you live kind of in the out in the woods on a lake, so you kind of get some of that aspect, which is nice. Like, I think maybe if I lived on a lake, I would sort of get some of the the forest bathing in on the regular. Cliff says it would be lovely to get out and hit the bush camp more than once every few years. I used to go a lot as a kid, but now it seems to be yeah. Work definitely seems to be life. That's the problem, eh? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what YouTube is doing, but it was showing 0 people, and yet people are still chatting. So I don't know what their issue is. I'm sure I will figure it out later on. No, I didn't get discorded about it. I don't know. David says my outdoor interests now are hunting and fishing. Yeah. Christy, no, I don't think we need to take attendance. I know that there are more people here than YouTube is telling me there are, because there's 4 of you talking right now, and 1 person listed as watching. So, whatevs. I don't think we need to. Yeah, Mal. Yeah, YouTube has been kind of crazy lately. I get that. I agree. Absolutely. But Well, I'll tell you what. If worse comes to worse, we'll just shut it down at 10. You know, if it really seems like there's only like 4 of us kicking back, then But what Russell says is crucial. If there was a sanity test, I might only show up as a half. I probably would as well. Yeah, Marcus, exactly. So I'm not worried about it. It will definitely affect my statistics, but I would like to celebrate the fact that I finally put out a video this past week. I felt really good about that. Let me tell you, it felt like forever. I gotta get some more stuff shot though. Definitely gotta get some more stuff shot. Mel broke the internet with all that wood chopping. I love it. No, Grace, don't worry about it. I'm not even thinking about it because okay, so the stat is going to look terrible for me, but I mean, you guys are still talking, so we're still kicking back. Fox, it says more canoe stuff with the kiddo. Yeah, I would love to do that. Especially because I think that kid and I need to hit the woods and sort of decompress. She is clearly about to be 13. Kevin Callan said about his daughter when she became a teenager that she's an alien. He said he didn't even know her anymore. I'm not throwing his secrets out there. He said that on my live stream as part of a panel discussion. So, yeah, and I'm feeling some similar stuff happening here. But yeah. Christy said something interesting. Yeah, look, guys, there's something weird with YouTube right now. Weird. I refreshed to see if it changed anything, and it unsubscribed me. What? What the hell is that all about? Unless, not to come across as alarmist, but unless YouTube is currently dinging me for something, and we're just seeing it happen live. I'm not going to worry about it. Not right now. But yeah, that is weird, Christy, that you had to join in and hit the like button again. That is weird. Yeah, Grace, she's growing up really fast. Absolutely. She's startlingly fast. She's she's a high schooler now. Yeah, and as Russell says, the number is wrong. Just carry on. Yeah. I just wish I had another old fashioned. Old fashioned drink for an old fashioned guy. I'm not that old fashioned. Like in some ways, I'm kind of, I like the old ways, but in a lot of ways, I don't. Like I like having insulin. Serge is still here for now. Fox, Blue Label, if Al is still here, I think. If not, I'll do the probably the Japanese. Serge, I don't know what GTSU means. Country Boy says, they don't always change. My baby girl was there with me right through the teens. She's 21 now. We couldn't be closer. Mine will not be with me through the teens. There's all kinds of... Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that online, but let me tell you. Whew. I'm just... What the hell is... What are you guys talking about? GTSY? Christy says, I'm going to pour that Japanese one over the ice with the orange wedge. I think you should do that. I think you should do that. I think that's a great idea. I think you sent me a picture of something, right? Like, you don't have the same Japanese one as I do you? Although I told you to buy this one. This is so delish. So damn delish. But I don't. Oh, good to see you. Really? Okay. I did not know that. Man, now I feel all like old and shit. Know what I'm saying? I don't know these things. Oh, you said I should do that. I'm not going upstairs for an orange wedge. Okay, so here's the thing. I made the orange twist for this, and I was like, I got an orange, so I got to eat the orange. So now I'm drinking more old fashions because it makes me eat fruit. So old fashions are healthy. I love it, Russell. Yeah. But yeah, I can't remember what the elements of needs versus wants we had talked about in the green room after the show, Russell and David. I'm like blindly pouring this Japanese because I'm not hearing anything from Al, so I'm thinking he ain't here. Not because old fashions are healthy. I completely agree. They do my head some good after a long day. Excuse me. Yes, I did pour this. I think that would be quite nice, actually, over a single rock with a slice of orange. That's fine, old country boy. I can't spell at the best of times, which is bad for someone who has been a tech writer for. Although I'm not a tech writer anymore. I transitioned. I think I told you guys. I transitioned from content developer to video content developer at work. Russell says Al passed out in a vat of his own magnificence. Oh, he's probably earned it. He's probably spent the day working on a car or something. He's exhausted. What is going on? What is that? New friend recipe. 1 ounce rye whiskey, 1 ounce Aperol, 1 ounce Coke Americano, which is delish. 1 orange twist for garnish. Fill a mixing glass 2/3 full with ice. Add rye Aperol, Coke Americano. Stir until well chilled, about 20 seconds. Strain into a chilled cocktail glass. Garnish with orange twist and serve. I made that on one of my Facebook lives. 2 more years and I'll be having a rather large supply of limes and lemons and oranges. Cocktail paradise. Living in a cocktail paradise. That's you, Cliff. That's a big vat, easy to do. Yeah, I think Al's a good guy. He comes across as gruff, like on camera, but I think he's a good guy. I think he's a great guy. He says some really interesting stuff, and he sends me pictures of cool stuff. Like, he's an interesting guy. We only ever get to see one side of each other in many ways, like all of us, you know. And it's kind of too bad that that's the way the online world reduces our relations to each other, you know. Like, none of you have ever seen me play a show, and I've never seen some of you at all. Like, all I know about you is what gets said in the side chats, you know. Hold on a sec. David joined late. Nope. In fact, the video is called 16th April BB and B live stream of no agenda. We are sort of talking about the needs versus wants thing, but maybe what I should yeah. That was a beautifully done sentence. Maybe what I should do is actually set next week or the week after as part 2, talk to you guys again about the examples that I should have brought up and make it more like, don't do it half-assed the way I'm doing it this week. In fact, that's probably a good idea. Hey, look who hears. How's it going? Marcel of the great recipe videos. Something just went bleep. That sounded like the Discord. Sorry for ignoring you guys for a second while I verify that that was or was not the Discord. I do not see anything. No. Okay. I was wondering if somebody was pinging me on the Discord. Cliff doesn't know who's who anymore. Huh. Yeah. Suddenly a lot. Hey, there's Destiny popping in. Whoops. For land's sakes, I meant to do that. Popping in late, but she's here anyway. That's great. What you see here is who I am, a smart-ass doofus that types too much. But like I don't know. I just like maybe one night, not on a Tuesday. Like I don't know. I'm thinking out loud and it sounds stupid. Never mind. As long as you're enjoying the outdoors, who cares what you bring or consider essential versus want? Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true. I mean, I've said, it's part of my channel lore in that I spoke about it in the early days, is that when I was camping as a kid and then as a teenager, my dad was a carpenter, right? So when we were out in BC with him, the stuff we camped in would give, like most YouTube bushcrafters, hives. Like, the axe was whatever the Canadian Tire special was that we could afford. In fact, at least twice our camp knife was one of those utility knives that carpenters have, right? You go click and it comes this little triangular blade, because that's what we had. A campfire was, we cut down, we cut up some wood that was lying around, threw some of that squeezy fire starter on it, threw a match in, or used my dad's lighter or something. Like a Coleman stove. I have a Coleman stove now. Or like really basic stuff. Big blue plastic tarp up above the campsite, because hey, it's BC. You're gonna get rained on. Still have some good memories of being out in the woods. BC rainforest. Yeah, right. I don't need anything fancy to love life sitting in a damp ass British Columbia forest. Hold on a second. Yeah, I get fat finger syndrome a lot. Absolutely. Destiny said, I'm just grateful some cave woman said to Grog, her caveman, that she needed a couch and a chair and a kitchen table. Otherwise, I'd still be living in caves with the essentials. I love it. Christy, I have only ever heard that called a box cutter since 2001. I had never heard that term before. I think that was an American term that now the whole world knows. We always just called it a utility knife. Hold on. Utility knife. No? Can we try that again? Utility. Oh, my land with the typos. Utility knife. Let me see if I'm... Utility knives, the Home Depot. These are all way too modern and high-tech. Why? Why do they have to make a utility knife high-tech? What? No! But it is essentially a razor blade. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, whatever, blog. Let me share this. Share this little screeny screen. Boom, present. Arms. And of course, it's a Stanley. Come on, fool. No, block. Go away. Go away. So that's what I'm talking about, right? That's your basic utility knife. In fact, that is the exact model that I grew up using. Grew up as in, my first jobs. That's what we used. That's it. Lousy camp knife, though. I will tell you, it ain't a great solution, but it's all we had. That was our solution. Um, David says, I think needs are fine 99% of the time. Once or when I decide to treat myself to something extra. Oh, yeah, that's fair too. All right. Good night, Serge. Sleep well. Yeah. Where is Chris tonight? I haven't seen him in a Montreal minute. It's 10:02, so I'm going to do this. Slan Javan. Sorry, it's a Japanese whiskey. Kampai. If it works, it's not stupid. Yeah, that's true. It's just like there's so much that you can't do with one of those. I mean, we made it work anyway. You're going to make it work, no matter what. You are going to find a way to make it work. Because that's what we do, right? I mean, human beings make it work. They invent things or habits or whatever. They just hold on. Why is that? Yes, stop sharing. Sorry, little fish. Tell us. So, just the first half is slancha. Yeah, that's true. You can fell a tree with one hand, but you'll be spending the entire week trying. Yeah, you can fell a tree with a bushcraft knife, but it's going to be days of work. Oh, there it is. Okay, I was waiting for this to pop up in StreamYard so I could show it. Gotta say, lots of the popular Asian glamping videos have some really neat wants for the tent and the outdoors. Super neat hammock with raised the head feet. It's crazy how high tech some of those videos, like how high tech the camping gear in some of those videos are. And I mean, I love watching them, especially because they don't talk a lot, so it's almost like just visual ASMR. But I'm impressed by the gear. I am. I'm impressed by it almost 100% of the time. Every now and again, they're showing something. I'm like, nah, that's a solution in search of a problem. But what I like as a 51-year-old, okay, so maybe that has an effect. But what I like is the back to basics aspect of sitting in the trees with some very simple tools and almost no mod cons. So whereas I maybe I'm thinking wrong by calling it high tech, because it wasn't all high tech. It wasn't all high tech. I mean, a little camping table that clicks together, isn't necessarily high tech. But what I like out there is like 20th century solutions, 19th century solutions. It's one of the reasons I don't like that that fancy stove with the Stirling engine in it that shows up in some of my earlier videos with Camille, whatever the hell that thing is called. It's not a jet boil, is it? No, it's not a jet boil. with the cyclonic action that's supposed to make it smokeless, you can charge your phone. I think it's very attractive. I think it's a really cool invention. I can't figure out what the hell it's for. It's too big and bulky for hiking or for anything that's not just like car camping. Oh, you could probably throw it into a canoe. But like for car camping, you can bring better stuff. Not better in terms of quality, but you can bring like a Coleman stove. Okay, you're not going to charge up your phone with the Coleman stove, but you're not going to charge your phone with that stupid Stirling engine in whatever that overpriced stove I have is called either, because it will take hours of burning that fire for the differential between the hot and the cold to make the power to fire. Like you essentially have to plug that thing in at home, charge up the onboard battery, and just use the fire to keep the battery topped up. That is the quintessential solution in search of a problem. That it's a term I just used, but that is the index case. Fox, it says, look into some of the inflatable tents or air rail tents. Then things are so expensive. Yeah. Russell thought it was amazing how low tech some of it was and cheap. Well, they're probably buying some of it from like Temu or something, right? Chrissy says those crazy rich Asians have some awesome stuff. I watch those as well. Are you referring to the show Crazy Rich Asians? Destiny is asking if that's the kind of tent that Atik Alessi has. Good old Atik Alessi, huh? Have we seen Will Survive's YouTube channel? I have not. Are you telling me I should check it out? Hold on. I just sort of... Grace has been following Will for a while. Okay, good to know. Yeah, Cliff says what we're all thinking. I swear Atik Alessi has like 80K intents. Yeah. Yep. Jim, hey, Audi, just checking in to say hi. Won't be joining much, still at work on a weird split shift for a month or so. That's okay. That's okay, buddy. Nice of you to pop in to say hi. Says Jim, it's time to retire. I'm just seeing what... Then there's Hunker Down Steve. I never seen him either, but that seems to be a name that pops up every now and again in the periphery. Am I on the wrong side again?
Yeah.
How do you swap it? Just like this?
Hello, everyone.
Oh, Shawnee made it. She's here.
Good to know. So I've got some show and tell.
Yeah, sweet.
Something I wanted but didn't need arrived. Purchased last Tuesday.
Yeah.
And very quickly disappointed with it. I haven't even used it for anything, but very quickly disappointed. It's got that faux leather sheath. It feels kind of like cardboard. I know what it is. It's also got that weird flap that the
number 4 has.
Oh my land sakes! The number 4 was right here. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Oh, it ain't there no more. Yeah,
it's got the same.
Yeah, the same little snap thing that is so...
Like this. Does that make sense?
Would be so easy to cut right off. Wait a second. Okay, there it is. Okay, so they're both upside down. Okay.
Yeah. So that was,
the thing is, I mean,
first to open this, and she said the same thing. I was like, "How do you get that back in there? You need 2 hands."
Yeah.
Yep. you pretty much like you're gonna like cut that going in and out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have the same problem with the number 4. I almost took this with the flap right off it at one point by accident. So, but I mean, we knew it was going to be one of those affordable Chinesium knives. It's such a cool design, though.
It's got this. Looks like somebody took a hammer to it and dented it along the top from both sides. But otherwise, it feels cheap. It up close, it looks cheap. Like I haven't tried anything. It's got a good edge on it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking of taking it outside and just damaging it.
Okay.
Like not on purpose, but I'll try something on it. What do you think about a mirrored finish on your knife? Ooh, is that my keyboard?
I like a mirrored finish for 2 reasons. The first of which is, well, this isn't really mirrored anymore. I got to polish it up again. For use as a signal mirror if you get lost. Like it means you don't have to carry a mirror around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer a mirror finish to almost anything. What I don't like is the coated finishes. You know, the black coating or whatever on your blade.
Well, how long is that mirror going to last, though?
Well, if you take good care of it for a long bloody time.
You mean if you don't use it?
Yeah. The thing is, it can be kind of tough to maintain a mirror polish for sure.
Look, you can see Jess in my knife.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing a mirror is good for, at least out here, is for finding ticks on your butt.
Oh, actually, that's a great point.
I've had 3 ticks on me in the last week and a half.
Spring is there.
2
David
yesterday,
says
1.
his. Yeah. Did he said 2 yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, I don't love the tick. David says his $10 switchblade was also a disappointment. Yeah, Shawnee, what is that blade knife for? The shape is specifically for what? I can't tell you. I think the listing called it a bushcraft knife, but
that's a good question.
I could see so many uses for it if it didn't have that little finger protector. Like that would be a nice shape for like a little kitchen, like an outdoor kitchen knife, you know?
Well, okay, but I kind of like that on there actually.
Well, it looks nice.
Not just for look, but I'm always fearful of the the hand sliding down the blade when you're doing something, whether it's you're killing something, you don't want your hand to slide down there. So
yeah, I don't tend to kill things very often though. Mal says it looks like a cheese knife, but it can't be a cheese knife because of the finger protector.
Well, you just have to hold your hand off the.
Yeah, it's true. Jim is out. See you, Jim.
Good night, Jim. Or good. Have fun at work. One of those.
Country Boy says to careful how you get that knife. How close you get that knife to your butt, Russell.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
So are you saying I shouldn't shave with it? Shave my butt hair?
Yeah, I'm
just kidding. I don't have butt hair. Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle. Mal says, "Oh, I would cut cheese with it, the dairy kind." This conversation has gone way, way too.
Wait, if it's goat cheese, does that mean it's not dairy?
No, it's dairy. Why did you have to ask that question?
Well, it was an honest response to Malo's question. I didn't take it to another place, you know?
No, what I'm saying is now I have to Google that as soon as we're done here. Oh, is goat cheese dairy?
Well, that's why I asked. Is goat cheese dairy?
Damn it, Russell. Is goat cheese dairy?
I want my goat brie.
If you're wondering about goat cheese and lactose and intolerances and allergies, this will be the information you need.
Never go to a second website.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what am I thinking of? Hostage negotiations? Never go to a second site?
Maybe.
Something about one or the other.
I just want to know what is lactose? No. What is dairy? Is goat cheese dairy? Yes, goat cheese is dairy, but as you've just read, it's a very different sort of dairy than cow's milk. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Okay.
Really? So I guess it's milk then. It's not necessarily animal milk?
Yeah, it's goat milk.
Can you make cheese out of breast milk? Like woman breast milk?
You could, but you'd probably get left because that milk is supposed to go to her babies.
I'll say you're paying a lot of money.
Where does your mind go?
This is a good question. I can ask the important questions.
Maybe they're important in some magical ways.
Yeah.
But yes, dairy is milk, says Country Boy. Yeah. Mal says anything milk is dairy. And that's the thing. It's made with goat's milk.
So you could make anything milk. So you could have a woman named Brie who's lactating, and you could make cheese out of her milk, and it's called Brie.
Does anyone here care to touch that with their 10-foot pole?
I think that'd be really ironic.
Shawnee says human breast milk, because suddenly we're seriously talking about this, has an extremely high fat to protein ratio compared to cow or goat milk. So it'd be better suited to making softer cheeses such as fresh curd or maybe a bloomy white mold cheese. Why are you participating in this conversation, Shawnee? Destiny says, Jess is a ray of light in the live stream tonight. He likes his cheese on the go. No way, that's not what I'm saying. Right, Country Boy says, Jeebus, Jess, don't ask Russell where his mind goes. Sorry. David, what was the topic tonight? Butt hair and goat's milk? It's like making the world's worst chip dip. Russ likes to keep abreast of things. Of course. Of course.
True. Listen, you're the one that said no agenda, so
I know. So I feel like I sunk my own ship.
We're answering some good questions tonight. I mean, this is important stuff.
Yes,
this is great, like party trivia. You know, everybody's watching. Next time you're at a party and there's a little bit of a lull, just be like, if a woman named Brie, and just do the whole
lull in the conversation. Breast milk is dairy. Watch the entire room snap.
Stop. Is there anybody here named Brie?
That would be the perfect follow-up.
We have to do an experiment.
Watch everyone's head snap around like a fat kid to the sound of a Smartie falling on the ground. But yeah, that's really what I imagined us talking about when I, started up the live stream tonight. I was like, you know what? Tonight we're going to discuss whether or not human breast milk is dairy. Yeah, because we need that answered, like pronto. Quickie, Frisco. High fat to protein ratio. How would that affect trying to make ice cream with it, though?
Ooh.
I kind of don't want to answer that. But I am curious.
Somebody will.
Someone somewhere has probably written on this. Destiny is saying, "Hey, why are there so many mosquitoes in the woods country, but not so much in the city?" My backyard is mosquitoes central. I would love to build a bat house, like up at the peak of the roof to my garage, because if you put in a bat house and it gets bats living in it, so you're kind of close to water, which means maybe I could put up the house but not get any bats. But man, if you throw a bat into your yard at night, they'll take out like 1,000 mosquitoes a night. You will not have a problem with mosquitoes.
I I think there's another answer to that question, and I was surprised. I worked at a tire manufacturing plant when I was 18, turning 19 for a summer, and I was always amazed. There was zero bugs in this place. Huge place, walking around this place. There was zero bugs, no spiders, no flies, no mosquitoes, nothing.
Yeah,
and I think it was just such a toxic environment. You got people were making tires in this place, right? It's just fumes and crap. And I think that's generally true of the city. You've got all this.
Yeah. Provided you don't have like a, provided you don't have a stagnant puddle or something right in your backyard.
Well, you're still going to get mosquitoes in the city, but why is there a lot more out here? Well, I think it's a different ecology, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't get black flies in the city, right?
I've never seen a black fly in the city.
So there. Oh, by the way, bug fever. My name is Steven with a PH. Steven. Bug season officially started today. There are black flies out. They're almost bad enough that I wanted to have a head net. But
that seems early to me, though.
Yeah, it seems to be coming earlier every year. Like it used to be like May 1st. That was black flies out. And same thing happened last year, though. It was really early like this.
Black fly, the little black fly. There's a black fly everywhere I go. So conceivably, if I hypothetically went out to your place at the end of September, beginning of October, do you think this season would be shifting later in that era as well?
No, that generally doesn't change. September 1st is like guillotine.
Yeah.
Wow, is that a good analogy? But there are some bugs after September 1st, but there's 5% of what it usually is, or 2% of what it usually is.
When I was there at the end of September / beginning of October, I didn't see any ticks. Are they seasonal? Like, is their season end by then as well? Hey,
no,
no.
Sorry, you had more to that.
No, I was just going to correct the god awful grammar I used, but we're all friends here, so.
Yeah. No, tick season. They're starting to say, protect your dogs year round.
Wow.
The earliest I've seen them is March. So it was like February. I stopped giving the dogs the tick stuff in, like when the snow started and it stayed on the ground. That's when I stopped. And then around the end of February, I started up again, like the beginning of March. I started giving them to them again. But because, as I said, I saw the first ones I've seen are in March. But like you didn't see any when you were here because there are generally none around the cabin, because you got to think of it like ticks don't travel very far on their own. They're these tiny, tiny little things, right? Yeah. They need a traveler. They need to travel on a deer typically. Mm-hmm. They eat, they swell up, they drop off, they lay eggs or whatever. So if there are no deer coming around here, which there aren't because of the dogs and humans and stuff, then they've got no way to get around here. So we generally, going around the cabin, around the pond, at least where you were, there, there's none.
All right. Good to know. Man, Shawnee, by the way, knows way too much about this. Like, I suddenly think that Shawnee's got a Substack on breast milk dairy.
Wait, who are you serving that to, Shawnee? Are you like a street vendor? Like a Japanese street vendor?
No, it's a special dessert for Mr. Shave.
And you're like, come on in, we're just getting ready.
Stop. God, country boy, for God's sakes.
Where's Brie? Exactly. Bettina's here. She's like, what the hell is going on?
David says, I will never eat brie cheese again. No, you got to eat your brie like now, because the bacteria the mold culture is going extinct. So get your brie in.
Get your brie.
Get your brie in.
They'll figure out something.
Dude, dragonflies eat mozzies from now on. I'm tired of mozzies from now on. Yeah, man,
Yep.
dragonflies eat everything.
Oh yeah, dragonflies are awesome.
I love dragonflies. I remember in our old place, we used to live in Point St. Charles here in town. Older building. Point St. Charles was where all the Irish who worked on the railroads used to live. Well, on one side of the railroad, it was all Irish, and on the other side, it was all Scottish. So my entire family lived on both sides. But so it was really cool to be living in Point St. Charles again. But I had this place there for a long time. Well, not that long. And one day, there was this dragonfly that was about yay long. Like it was like Manitoba size. Okay, we in Quebec the dragonfly is usually about this, but this guy was like boom on the inside of the screen of my kitchen window. So the window was there, the door to the balcony was behind me, and I was about to use her name. She who should not be mentioned, the missus, walked in the kitchen and said, "Look at that dragonfly," and she said, "Oh wow, it's so pretty." And then she noticed that it was on the inside and leapt almost out of her skin. Like, oh my god, boom, gone. I was like, it's so pretty, and then like a microsecond later, Christ, I'm in the same space as it. So I kind of chased it out, you know. But I love dragonflies. They look Jurassic to me. No, maybe not Jurassic, but like they look ancient to me. Like they would be at home in a prehistoric fern forest kind of thing.
I love the way they look too. And I think if one's flying around you, you stick your finger out, it'll land on your finger, and you can just sit there and look at it, and they're beautiful. And we get them. I love it. A certain time of year, we get them in front of the cabin on the slope down to the pond. We'll get out like 100 of them, and they do this thing where they fly up and down and up and down and up, and it's just I'm like, yeah, do your thing.
And all the mosquitoes in the area are like, fuck this.
Yep, they're carrying their little suitcases and
yeah,
they're tipping their caps and see ya.
Out of town. There's Bettina. You were right, Russell. Bettina's here. Nice to see you, Bettina. Yeah. I'm just saying. Shawnee says that's hilarious. I'm wondering if she's talking about my dragonfly story. Everyone here is saying hi to Bettina. So, Country Boy says dragonflies are amazing predators. If you don't look like a bug, then the dragonfly does. How many of you guys have that clip-on dragonfly that you can get at Lee Valley for your hat?
I have 2 of them. Do
they work?
Nope.
Okay, because Kevin finds that they work, but you find they don't. Because I don't want. They're not that cheap for what they're like. What are they? 20? They're like $25-$30.
I don't remember how much I paid for them. I've had them for years, but they don't do shit.
Because I was like, I'm buying it, and then I was like, what if it doesn't work? Like that's the price of like a Starbucks coffee if it doesn't work.
I know that was a joke, but it's not much of a joke, is it?
It's funny because it's true.
I'll, you know what? Thanks for doing that. I will try that out. I'll do a test this year. I'll do a test sometime this summer when the when the deer flies finally come in. I don't like deer flies. I don't like mosquitoes. I don't like black flies. I think I hate black flies the most, which is odd. But
I wonder if deer flies are affected by them at all. I was thinking more mosquitoes because I forgot that you get deer flies out there.
Oh, mosquitoes! They don't care about anything.
Huh? Okay.
They don't. They don't care. Yeah.
So maybe I won't do it then. Mal says at the farm, the garage door would be open all summer, and the dragonflies would come in and never find their way out. I was like, the door is right there.
Did you try putting up a sign, Mallow?
Yeah, signs everywhere. A sign. Destiny says we have a lot of ladybugs each year. Each year. Not sure why. Here we get a lot, but lately they've been transitioning to those, like not the ladybugs, but the Japanese ones that bite and that smell terrible if you crunch them. You know, they're sort of like more orangey with a black dot rather than.
Oh, yeah, some of them bite too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we get them inside the cabin. I don't know where they come from.
from hell. David says that they don't work as well. Like, thing is, if they were $10, because all it is a freaking little plastic dragonfly on a clip.
Let me grab one.
You got one that you can get. So like, I feel that it's a lot of money for what it is if it doesn't work. And I mean, I'm a guy who often spends $150 or more on a bottle of whiskey, so I know about spending a lot of money on something that doesn't work. I've made some very expensive mistakes, but like, I don't want to. Oh, he has to look for them outside.
Oh, they're covered in dirt and shit. So.
Christy gets tons of dragonflies around her pool. I just love them. I think they're terrific. They're so cool. Susie Q.
I've often said that, like, if we could just teach dragonflies to kill for pleasure, and to train them to like have a home base of like your shoulder, right? So they come to your shoulder, and then there's a mosquito. I'm going to kill it for fun. But this is what we're talking about, and it comes on all the clips. So if you put it on your hat, or you put it on something, it's going to wave around like this and possibly look like it's alive. And but nothing. Just cobwebs all over it.
Yeah, it was like
everything just ignores it.
That's too bad.
And I have two of them.
Susie Q is asking, is it my imagination, or do you have more girls than guys that watch your lives? I have no idea. I have literally never thought of that. Never asked that. I don't know. Now I'm kind of self-conscious about it, even though I don't know. Christy says, are they the bad ladybugs or the good ones? I know some just swarm trying to get in for the winter. Yeah, the bad ones have been hanging around too much lately. When I say lately, I mean like in the past couple of years. I don't mean like, man, January we had so many ladybugs or anything like that. What are you doing?
Trying to clean my dragonfly off. I didn't realize it was so dirty.
Oh, okay.
It's all cobwebs, though. It's gotta look good,
Yeah. Of course. Mal says it was sad the dragonflies would die inside by the dozens and the door was wide open. Yeah, that's weird, man. That's crazy. Mal's like, Susie Q, good question. Yeah, now I'm all like, God, and I have to start looking at all the names. Mal says that tonight there does seem to be more girl power in the chat. Yeah. Oh, wow. Bettina has one of those from Home Hardware. $12-ish. Okay.
Oops. It's great.
So you bought two of those and they don't work. So it was a waste of money as far as you're concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I leave them outside. So they're kind of... Actually, I clipped them onto something over the door, both of them. So every time I walked outside after that, I was like, oh, Jesus.
But like, what I mean is when you click it to the brim of your hat and it's up above your head, it doesn't deter anything.
Nope.
That's bloody disappointing.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's disappointing for me. I didn't buy two of them. Shawnee says it looks like cute garden decor.
That's all they are.
Yeah. David says you can buy the cheap version of the Dragonfly clip-ons at Dollarama, not at my local one. But they're probably transitioning over to their summer stuff now, so maybe I'll take a look. Because I would rather, like, if I spend $4 at one at Dollarama and it doesn't work, whatever, it was $4. But I'll keep an eye out for that, David. Why am I yawning so much? Why am I so tired?
I'm tired too.
Aside from the lack of sleep and the constant anxiety.
It was actually 3 a.m. and I'm rolling around in bed, scratching myself, and I'm like, that's when I found the ticks, both two ticks. I'm like, oh, I gotta get out.
Oh no.
That's the best time to find ticks, is rolling around in bed.
Really?
Look at that, yeah.
Like, why? Because you feel, oh, Mal's out. See you later, Mal.
It's just easy. I don't know. It's just easier to just kind of feel yourself up. In bed, in the dark. When nobody's looking. But it's absolutely true.
Behave yourself.
I mean, if you don't have a loved one to look yourself over and fill you up for you.
Yeah. By the way, everyone say goodnight to Mal. She's out.
Good night, Milo.
Yeah. Nice
Yoga
to have
pants.
you around. Speak to you later. Yeah. The Asian ladybug is problematic. They're not pleasant. They bite. They smell bad. We had a front door covered with them last year. Oh, stop it with the yawning, you old guy, you old fart. Couple of nights ago, I accidentally binged the last 4 episodes of Fallout. Work was tough the next day.
What do you mean you accidentally binged?
Because I was watching one, and I was just like, I'll just watch one more. And like they're not like half-hour shows, right?
No, they're hour long.
Yeah, and so next thing I know, it was like 5 to 4 in the morning. I'm like, oh God, why did I do that? Stumbled off to bed. Bettina found a tiny tick on the dog's face when I came back from our walk today.
Do you give the dogs something for that?
I was actually yawning when you yelled stop yawning. I thought you saw me. I love it.
Yeah, I found out something, Bettina. I was looking up because we mostly find ticks on us, but we used to search the dogs. I don't bother anymore. But when we found ticks, like out walking or something like that, I'd grab it and I'd squeeze it and pop it between my fingernails. It's a very satisfying thing to do. But apparently you're not supposed to do that because you get that bad bacteria on you.
On your hands, yeah.
And then, you touch your face and whatever. So you're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So I guess you can take a sandwich bag or something and seal them up and bring them home and burn them. I like doing that too.
But you're burning plastic then.
No. You drop the ticks out of the bag and then you burn them.
And then you burn them. Yeah. Die.
The butane torch out and just like remember from ants? Was it ants? The kid with the magnifying glass trying to burn the ants on the sidewalk. That's what it was like.
I came up with a new cocktail this week. You reminded me of that with your butane torch conversation comment.
Yeah. Cheers.
So I take an orange round and I sprinkle white sugar on it. And then I take my kitchen torch and I caramelize it. Then I muddle that in the bottom of a shaking tin. Then I add 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. 4 dashes of orange bitters. 2 ounces of bourbon or rye. Shake the crap out of it. Double strain into a glass with a rock. Put a twist of orange on. It's like this new take on an old fashioned. I just have to come up with a name for it.
Oh, new-fashioned.
Newfangled. Bettina says, did throw a fat tick into the wood stove recently and lit it. And it literally popped.
Fat tick means it was feeding for a while. Hey, you know what I found out? You can because I was talking to not a doctor but a nurse practitioner. In fact, not even them. I was talking to somebody else. It doesn't matter. And they reminded me of something that I learned a little while ago, and it was like you can go now to a pharmacy, at least in Ontario, and a pharmacist can prescribe medication based on your whatever symptoms you're telling them you're having. I know it's limited in what they can do, but apparently antibiotics for a tick bite is something they can do. So I don't use a trip to the doctor just by going to the pharmacy. Yeah,
antibiotics for a tick bite. That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I'm gonna go tomorrow or Thursday.
Take some antibiotics.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I had 3 on me, and I didn't get the target that you get. The circular target that's supposed to be an indicator, and the 2 of them I had on me last night weren't on me even 24 hours. So you're safe there. But the one a week and a half ago was on for like 48 hours. So.
48 could be an issue. Yeah,
it's right in the zone of maybe.
In the danger zone. Yep. I would definitely take some meds for that then.
You've mentioned 2 songs tonight that I'm terrible with the lyrics. Highway to the Danger Zone was always do the things you love, which is not even close.
That is what is known as a mondegreen. When you think the lyrics are something else.
Yeah.
It's like
I call it misheard lyrics.
The one that I am the most guilty of is I wanna rock and roll all night and part of every day. And when I found out that wasn't what it was, like, well, the song makes more sense now.
Or you're like, well, which part?
Just the morning, like you're transitioning from rocking and rolling all night into the morning, and then you're like, okay, I give up. I've got to go to bed. I've got class at 8.
No, the other one you mentioned was the sign song. And the sign said you got to have a letter from God to get inside.
Yeah.
That was just a really exclusive club.
Very, very exclusive. I'm trying to look up. Today I discovered on the Talk of Ticks, by which I mean the Tick of Talks, because we were doing the Talk of Ticks.
Oh, God.
I'm looking for something that... Damn it. There was a thing about how people with ADHD can't get lyrics, and there was a term for it that I cannot find, and I was like, come on, because I cannot get lyrics. I can't hear the lyrics the way some people can. I mean, I don't have ADHD, but
have we talked about this before? Because I'm the exact same way. All my life I've never been able to figure out lyrics. Yeah. I have no idea what people are singing about in most songs. Like 98% of songs, I have no clue.
Well, the thing that I found interesting. Oh, in fact, there's right at the top of my Google search. ADHD can't understand song lyrics.
Can't understand it or can't hear it.
Like not able to make, because some people with it, it's not like it's some people, they hear the lyrics kind of almost as another instrument, so they don't like stand out as words.
Oh,
and so
that could be me. I mean, even concentrating on a song, I can't understand what they're saying. I have no clue most of the time.
Hold on a sec. I want to say
the only song, I mean, a song's got to be like "Hello Delilah" for me to understand what the words are and what he's talking about. That's one of the very few songs.
Right.
Yeah, Christy, that's a pretty common one.
Bettina says, definitely antibiotics after a tick bite should be as soon as possible. But then Country Boy says the antibiotics for Lyme are nasty, Russell. I went through that about a decade ago. I mean, it's better than Lyme, but they aren't nice to your digestive system.
Take the good with the bad.
Kiss is the best. Christy's a lieutenant in the Kiss Army.
Oh, you know what? I was out today and I was listening to a song on the radio. It turned out to be by Kiss, and I was like, this band is shit. I'm sorry. It was just like
they're from a different time, Russell.
Some guy shouting into a mic and very generic guitar drum playing, and
but I mean, I get what you're saying, but bear in mind that when they were doing that, it wasn't generic, right? I mean, a lot of bands built on them, and I'm not saying this as a Kiss fan. I'm not in the Kiss Army, but
sorry, generic is not the right term. maybe ordinary or lacking depth, or just I kind of get that teenagers would latch onto something like that because it's loud and maybe it's rebellious and maybe it speaks to them, and maybe it's a kind of a catchy tune because it just is. But I mean, there's just
yeah, I get it. In some ways, it's bonehead, right? I mean, as a bass player, like I see the question all the time of whether or not the guy whose name I completely spaced right now because I'm on my third draft. Yeah, is he a good bass player? It's like, I mean, these questions pop out all the time. Some thrashy bass players are by definition are bad bass players. Like if we go back to the punk era, right? Sid Vicious was not a good bass player. He was not hired on as a bass player because he knew what he was doing. He was hired on for the Sex Pistols because he was a walking circus ride, and they had just bounced their bass player out the door, kind of thing. But like I used to, when I was directing Black Box Theater, I had a stage manager who was really into Kiss. This guy was Kiss Army all the way. And I feel that a lot of the people I have known who are really into Kiss, there's a unifying element to all of them, but I can't tell you what it is right now because my brain has gone to mush. But there's a whole sort of like they were of a time, and there's a sort of a reminiscent element to the people who are still into them today. Like maybe it's not the band. Perfect example, Piano Man?
Yeah, of course.
From Kiss to Piano Man in 1.5 seconds. But I mean, there's a point that I'm getting to here. There are many elements in that song that I love. The harmonica that's not like the Stevie Wonder harmonica where it's but like that sort of harmonica on the thing in your mouth so that you're not covering it at all, that sort of Bob Dylan kind of harmonica. There's a whole subset of musical sounds from that era that I love, and I think it's because in my life at that time, the most stressful thing I had to deal with was, is there chocolate for dessert? You know what I'm saying? Like I was a kid, right? I was born in 72. So in a lot of the songs with that kind of harmonica and piano and stuff, like a lot of that predates me, but they were like the background noise of my life as a child. And Piano Man is the index case for that kind of special reminiscence I have for certain musical eras. For this, I guess in part of like that sentence started wrong, so I'm going to start it again. I guess in a similar way, I listened to a lot of sort of like early Paul Simon, post Simon and Garfunkel. Well, I listened to some Simon and Garfunkel, but I think Paul Simon is better solo. But like a lot of his songs from the 70s are like the sound of the 70s, and so I hear some of those songs and I have the same pull towards, man, my life was simple. Like anything that was from a time when do I get an allowance this week is the biggest question I have to deal with. I have a certain warmth towards. I mean, I still don't think Benny and the Jets is a great song, but I still like it for the same reasons,
Yeah, I understand that exactly.
Yeah. And I just think that a lot of people who are still really into Kiss are because I saw a statistic that I can't name the numbers of because I need to go to bed, but that like metalheads are the happiest music fans. Like statistically, metalheads are the happiest group of people.
Say goodnight to David.
I'm looking for him. Where does he say goodnight? Oh, all right. See you later, David. I was gonna say he had asked if only female ticks are dangerous. I have no idea. I could assume that maybe they are for the same reason that like female mosquitoes are the ones that drink all the blood, but I don't know if there's
I don't remember. I don't know.
Country Boy says possibly something silly considering the ratio of boys to girls in the side chat tonight. Bettina says a higher dose of doxycycline as a prophylactic after a tick bite is recommended. Mine was a 1 dose.
She said prophylactic.
Yeah. Destiny says we had killer mozzies. If you're saying mozzies, I have to read it like, we had killer mozzies last summer, apparently. Lots of siles for afterbite. Kind of interesting. Scott, be nice to round number on this live stream. But he's already gone, so what's the point?
She's got electric boobs. I'm a too.
Oh yeah, hold me closer, Tony Danza. That's a lot of people. A lot of people suffered from that particular mondegreen. My fiddler thought it was Tony Danza for the longest time. Destiny says, Kiss is trademarked by Gene Simmons, who has parlayed something simple into something profoundly wealthy. What a mindset.
He merchandised the hell out of Kiss.
Yeah.
And I heard they sold their catalog recently.
Yes,
like
they did.
300 million or something?
It is some big number they did, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, a lot of these guys are getting older and realizing that, like, if I cash out now, I can live high until the end. Whereas, like, at that point, what's the point of maintaining your catalog? If you can get it like 300 mil versus what you get in residuals over the course of a year for the rest of your life, I'd take the 300 mil.
Well, I'm trying to find the article where I read that, and here it is. Kiss sells rights to entire brand franchise for 300 million. Yeah, but you could just leave that to your estate. Anyway, Gene Simmons. Well, see, here's what I don't get. Gene Simmons is worth 400 million, or so this website says.
So you're saying that what's the point of selling the catalog then?
Yeah. Paul Stanley's worth 200 million. So yeah, why bother? Why not just or unless they feel that, our sound will eventually die, nobody will listen to us, for 100 years from now, might as well.
What I'm wondering is if they think that cashing it out means leaving more to their estate because of how the music industry is paying less and less in royalties with every, like, look at what you get from Apple or now even worse, what you get from Spotify.
Yeah, but think of it this way. There's a company who bought that catalog. And something, the value of something is whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. So if a company buys the Kiss catalog for 300 million, look, Paul McCartney, figured this out decades ago, and he bought all the catalogs for a lot of music and was making bank on it for years and years and years. He talked to Michael Jackson, who started doing the same, and Michael Jackson bought up all the rights to all the Beatles songs.
Yeah. The thing is, the company that bought the rights to that bought the Kiss catalog is going to sell that music into advertising and stuff, or wherever they can place it, right? Because that's where they're going to make their money. They're not going to make their money off of plays on radio stations, because they know as well as Kiss does that the days of that being their cash cow are over, right? But they can throw a Kiss song into like a movie that happens in the 70s or 80s kind of thing. They can place the music, and that's where the value is going to be. Benny and the Jets is great music, not a great song. That's an interesting turn of phrase.
Hold on, let's back up a second here. I'm looking at the headline again. Kiss sells rights to entire band franchise for 300 million to company which will provide Avatar concerts for eternity.
Oh wow, I didn't read that deep into it. That is interesting, because that's not the catalog, that's the look and feel, that's everything.
And oops, why does that happen? The rights to the Kiss catalog, but also all of the band's assorted trademarks, such as its iconic costume and makeup designs. So they could, They could do cartoons. They could.
They got all that for just 300 million.
They could do. They could do 3D holographic concerts. You know, where these guys are like 10-story high buildings. You know, the size of that.
Now that is interesting.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
And I think they got laid a lot, but you know, whatever.
That happens. Not if you're in a Celtic band, but actually, if you're a fiddler in a Celtic band, it really does happen. But
we were watching the Rush documentary. I think it was on Netflix, and they interviewed Kiss because Rush opened for Kiss in the early days.
Okay.
And Gene Simmons was there and saying, you know, these Canadian guys were really strange. And he's like, well, because there's a woman lined up, even for an ugly mug like me. I got laid all the time. But remember, we were at this one hotel, and at the same time, there's this women's bowling tournament going on in the city. So the whole floor was us and all these women for the bowling leagues. And so we were hanging out. And this is great. And they all had their doors open. We're like, bye, I'm partying. And then we found the Rush guys. They were sitting in their room watching TV.
That's funny. I love it. Destiny says that Gene Simmons is a money genius. Liquidation is important. None of that stuff should pass through an estate. Simmons has mentioned that before. His whole facade is so contrary to the intelligent Machiavellian that he is. Passing stuff to your I'm really looking for English words here. The people who get your stuff when you die.
Your estate.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. That's a really complicated thing. I mean, I know this because we've just been going through this after the death of my father-in-law, and like when the missus and I got our wills done recently, we kind of went into how to protect your estate from getting the shift kicked out of them on taxes and stuff. And like, it's the kind of thing that where you have to sort of really pay attention. And so there's probably something that Gene Simmons pulled off there to make bank. And although with what Russell just read us, I'm shocked that they let it all go for 300 mil.
I am too.
I mean, to me, that's a gargantuan mountain of gold. But I mean, to a band like Kiss, to sign away, because what that's doing there is perpetuity, right? That's handing a company your image, your songs, the look and feel. That I mean, if that company is not stupid, yeah, I've never liked their look. I'm shocked at that, because I thought that they just sold the catalog. I'm like, okay, 300 mil, fine. But man, we are in a very different world than we grew up in. You know?
Wow, I'm just now seeing their platform shoes. Holy crap.
Well, yeah, what? You'd never noticed the platform shoes before?
I've never really looked at Kiss the band before. I mean, right now I'm looking at their makeup and going, oh, I guess I've seen this before.
I've never been able to figure out why the drummer had whiskers, and whether that was supposed to be a cat or a rabbit or what.
He did. Well, like, guys, I want to do my own makeup. Like, no, don't. No, I want to do my own. It's gotta look cool. Yeah. No, man.
Hilarious. Country Boy says Rush was watching the Leafs lose another game.
Probably.
Yeah. Grace says it's a cat. Okay, cat. Such a weird, like, what made them come up with this space age demonic I mean, what are they supposed to be? Like, what is that? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be demons? I mean, what's his name on the left there? Those look like dragon boots or some damn thing. Destiny says they just got an ad. Oh, it's because it's 11. I'm supposed to shut her down. Yeah, everyone's saying it's definitely a cat, so we're gonna call that a cat.
The guy on the left has a crotch shield.
Yeah, he's got a crutch. At least he's got a cod piece. But like, I could never figure out what the conceit was here. Are they devils? Are they aliens? Like, is he an alien cat? I mean, like, I could never figure out what the act was supposed to be. Apparently, codpiece guy is Gene. But like, what is the
codpiece guy is Gene?
Well, Destiny didn't call that a quotable quote, so it's not a worthy comment. But like I could never figure out what the, like Guar and guys like that, they have, like this monster thing happening or this alien thing happening or whatever. But I could never figure out what the hell. Well, Christy says don't read it too much into it, just enjoy. Bettina calls the cod piece a dick shield.
Oops. I have to probably agree with Christy on this. They probably weren't looking for anything specific, it's got like, do you see the Dirt, the Motley Crue movie, The Dirt? Near the beginning, they're putting the band together, and Nikki Sixx is like, we gotta put on a show, we gotta like dress up, we gotta do this, we gotta catch their attention, and so they did, and their costumes don't mean anything either. It was just
okay,
right?
Yeah.
So I imagine it was the same.
This conversation just reminded me in a weird way of an old Monty Python, where this guy walks in dressed as like a Renaissance sort of person, and he's asked like, what is that? And he says, well, I'm a Renaissance blah blah blah. And he says, no, you're not. That's a wrong blood. The whole conversation sort of revolves around them critiquing this guy's costume, and he says, well, you look like you're from, I don't know, the Tudor period. And he says, what with these lozenges? And because he's got lozenge, like the lozenge cuts in his, I'm trying to find it. That's why I'm sort of like looking off screen. I'm trying to find the sketch because it's very funny, especially for someone like me who used to work in costuming for theater before I was directing black box theater. If I just look up Monty Python lozenges, do you think that'll get me the sketch?
I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with that sketch.
The thing is, I don't know what it's in. Apparently, it's in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I don't think that's what it's in.
That doesn't sound right.
No, that's not it.
Oh, maybe. I mean, it was a time period movie, and there was a lot of critique of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to waste too much time looking for this because I should really be shutting this thing down so I can go to hell to sleep. Dirty Fork, funniest joke in the world. Ministry of Silly Walks. No, fuck it. Oops.
Fuck it.
Funk it. Christy loved Monty Python and Benny Hill. Benny Hill was something else. That used to be on right after school.
Yeah, loved watching Benny Hill.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm barely here at this point. I need to go to sleep. What I will do is set a future episode to be a more thorough investigation of the part 2 of the needs versus wants. I'll get Russell to remind me what examples he and David had come up with, and I'll work that in because I feel like I kind of blew it tonight. But we did have a great live stream anyway. So we're going to shut this thing down like it needs to be done. But before I shall finish this entire dram, Just kidding. So everyone, between now and next week. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Chrissy's. I came home from dates and watched Benny Hill with my dad. That's the most wholesome way to end off date night ever. I love it. All right, everyone. Good night. Destiny Bisou, and everyone else. Good night, everyone. I will see you next week. Between now and next week, everybody, please be safe. Be safe. What? Start again. Be safe. Be sane. Be healthy and be kind to one another.
Be soup.
You're like time shifting it.
I got the weirdest boner looking.